Hello, my name is Cherie, and if you're new to my channel, thanks so much for stopping by. The House passed a bill that, if passed by the Senate and signed into law, would force TikTok to sell its company to an American-based business. If TikTok refuses to sell out to a US-based company, then it would cease to exist. A lot of us don't really give a hoot because we don't use TikTok. However, we should, because there are things inside of this bill that, if passed into law, would directly affect the sewing and embroidery community. Before I get into the meat and potatoes of this conversation, I have to provide you with some background details. The internet is referred to as the World Wide Web because it's like a big old giant database filled with information from all over the world. When you check on the checkbox that nobody ever reads, you opt in to these websites collecting your data and serving you advertisements and articles based on your prior purchasing history and your personal interest and web browsing history. The concern has always been that these foreign companies could collect your data and then mine it off to foreign governments who could then use it as a wartime strategy. And for this reason, the TikTok ban, as they call it, arose. However, this is not the first time that this has happened, because back in 2019, Huawei was banned from the US because they had cellular phones that were being sold and the information was going to China. You got all the background information. Now let's talk about us. A lot of sewing and embroidery businesses start selling their craft on Etsy. However, there are equally as many of crafters who start their business out on TikTok. And for them, this will be a devastation because it will mean that they will need to start all over again since their entire customer base is located inside of TikTok. Let's go ahead and take a look at a clip from a business owner who ran into problems simply because the algorithm inside of TikTok was no longer pushing her products.
TikTok, I think I made a big mistake with my business. In September 2022, I had a video go viral. It blew up my small business literally overnight.
I won't play this entire thing for you, but we'll leave a link to it down in the description box below. Basically, she purchases more embroidery machines in order to be able to fulfill the job that she got on TikTok.
By the end of the day, I had reached 1,000 orders. Thinking back, I was insane to even consider taking on that workload, but it definitely showed me what I was capable of doing. Now that I have the equipment and necessary supplies to handle the workload, the algorithm isn't pushing my videos. If you guys would be so kind to interact with my videos and send them to your friends who love embroidery or to anyone who would like my products.
So the business owner purchased all the equipment to fulfill the order, and now that the order is done, she's no longer receiving the same amount of orders in order to pay for the equipment. This is a huge problem. However, it will be an even bigger problem if TikTok is turned completely off and these business owners are no longer able to get their coin. I hope that these business owners do have alternative forms of revenue because this is really, really bad. The silver lining to the entire situation is that if TikTok is removed, then the people who have already downloaded the app will be able to keep the app on their device so long as the app will still function without receiving its updates. It's not the title of the bill that could really have an effect on the crafting community, but what is buried inside the part of the bill that nobody ever reads. The beginning of House Bill 7521 reads as follows. This bill prohibits distributing, maintaining, or providing internet hosting services for a foreign adversary controlled application, e.g. TikTok. However, the prohibition does not apply to a covered application that executes a qualified divestiture as determined by the president. Under the bill, a foreign adversary controlled application is directly or indirectly operated by ByteDance, Ltd. Or TikTok, including their subsidiaries or successors, or a social media company that is controlled by a foreign adversary and has been determined by the president to present a significant threat to national security. The prohibition does not apply to an application that is primarily used to post product reviews, business reviews, or travel information and reviews. And if you would like to go and read the entire bill on your own, I will leave a link to it down in the description box below. But I can tell you right now, this bill is only the beginning. Because right now the bill is only dealing with social media platforms. However, when you go into talking about subsidiaries, like for example, TikTok is its own entity, but it is owned by ByteDance, which is a Chinese company. And many other social media platforms are similar to that, in that they look like they're one company on the surface, but they're actually owned by somebody else. So that could be problematic when it comes to buying and selling goods here on the internet, or even sharing information with each other on the internet back and forth, because you don't know who these companies are actually owned by. Websites like Temu, Alibaba, and AliExpress are not social media sites. However, I do wonder if in the future there will be bills out there to keep users from purchasing from these sorts of websites, because they do collect your data in the same way that Amazon collects all of your purchase history. So that could potentially be a problem for the sewing community, because a lot of people who sew use these sites to get items at a cheaper price. And when you really do think about the TikTok bill on a deeper level, you really come to understand that perhaps the bill might not be as effective as they would like it to be, because many of our products are indeed made overseas. I know earlier that I mentioned the Huawei bill that came out earlier, but aren't a lot of our sewing machines that are computerized also made overseas? And isn't it potentially possible that there could be a backdoor in there that is collecting our data? But really, what do you guys think? Do you think that the TikTok law will actually affect the amount of fabric and sewing supplies that we have access to? Or do you think that it will really be of no effect? Please let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and I thank you so much for watching. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to receive more sewing related content. Peace.